Hey there lads and lasses, Jim Bob here once again, and today I want to talk about the top 10 movie franchises that need to die. There's just a certain point in every franchise where enough is enough, and these are my top 10 picks for those films exactly. Now first off, it's number 10, Star Wars. Now as much as I love Star Wars, and the sequel trilogy to me is amazing, I mean I even like The Last Jedi despite the backlash that it's got. But with critical responses and fan responses and all these silly spin offs that are happening, I just don't think it's going to go any further and fans are just going to hate it even more. So I think it's about time, that stopped. Coming in at ninth is the Fast and Furious franchise. Now, it's completely over the top action and everyone loves over the top action. And come on, who doesn't like a cool car? But come on, since the departure of Paul Walker, RIP, it's just sad. Like, it's just never the same anymore and I don't think it ever will be. So, yeah, that comes at number 9. Number 8 is Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, to me, the first one is the best, and it always will be the best. It had that sort of, charm and charisma, and it had the fun factor, but when it got to, 2, 3, and especially 4 and 5, which were just cold, total trash, if you ask me, it just went completely downhill, and Jack Sparrow is so unpredictable, and it just gets a bit frustrating sometimes. But yeah, good movies, but it needs to stop. Coming in at number 7 is Jurassic Park. Now, I had faith that this franchise would actually succeed when the new sequels came out. Like Jurassic World when it came back out in 2015. I actually really, really enjoyed it. But recently, with Fallen Kingdom, and my expectations were so high for that film, and then just watching it and being totally blown away with disappointment, it was just overwhelming, and I just thought, maybe just make a third one and wrap the whole thing up. Coming in at number 6 is the Insidious franchise. Now, Insidious, the first one and the second one, good. The third one, fourth one. But basically, they just get worse as they go along. And although the fourth one did have a pretty, spoilers by the way, the fourth one did have the perfect ending to lead into the first one, because the fourth one's a prequel of the first one. That was done very, very well. But other than that, the franchise just needs to stop. I don't think it should go on anymore. Coming in at number 5 is Alvin and the Chipmunks. Okay, now, for kids, this is an enjoyable franchise. Like, kids are gonna love this show. They still do. I think they always will. But after the two most recent sequels, I think it's Chipwrecked and Road Chip. They were just it was just agonising to sit through either of them. So no, go away, Alvin. Coming in at number 4 is the X-Men. Now, X-Men is a brilliant franchise. I absolutely love it. Maybe not so much X-Men 3, but other than that. Basically, since Hugh Jackman's departure, it's just not going to be the same without Wolverine. The franchise looks like it's going to go down the path of the newer cast, the younger ones, James McAvoy, J-Law, Michael Fassbender, everything like that. But to me, it just needs to stop there, because without Hugh Jackman, it doesn't feel like it's worth watching, to be fair. Maybe just Fox give the rights to Marvel and they reboot the whole thing, and then maybe it'll be better then. Coming in at number 3 is Paranormal Activity. Now, I enjoyed the first one and hated the rest. Literally the rest. They just tend to get worse and worse and worse. And then most recently, I think it's the marked ones, or was the one after it? I don't really know. That shows how much I really care about that franchise. No, just go away. So coming in at number 2 is Transformers. Transformers is a franchise where it's just big, wild action fun. There's loads of explosions, loads of special effects, cringy Michael Bay humour, and you just like... The first one was good, if you ask me. The second one was a bit over the top. I don't hate the film. I don't hate any of them, to be honest, but maybe the fifth one I do, actually. It just got worse. Casually, most of these franchises I'm talking about just get worse and worse and worse and worse. But Transformers definitely needs to stop. I know there's a Bumblebee spin-off coming out this year, and hopefully that can redeem the franchise, but if not, just stop. And number 1 on the most franchise that needs to stop is Ice Age. Now, Ice Age, the first one was an absolute classic. I remember going to see that as a kid. I loved it as a kid. It's still a very watchable film right now. But when you look back on it, the sequels kind of ruined the vibe of the first one, because they just got, again, worse. I think it's proven that if sequels just keep getting worse after the third entry, maybe you should just stop. Ice Age, casually, hit its point of the writers ran out of ideas when it got to Continental Drift, which is the fourth one. I mean, pirates and a monkey with his hair shaped like a pirate hat. I'm not buying it. So yeah, that's my take. That's the top 10 franchises that I think need to end. If you agree with me, good. We'll have a conversation down below. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't really mind. People are entitled to their own opinions. So thank you guys. Like and subscribe.